On the higher end of the autism spectrum is Asperger's syndrome, named for the physician who first described the condition in 1944. Next we meet Karen Simmons and her son Jonathan, who share their experiences living with Asperger's syndrome. Karen is the author of Chicken Soup for the Soul, Children with Special Needs.
When I was young, I wasn't exactly the most social person in the school. And one thing that I learned how to do is how to socialize eventually.
How did you learn that? What did you do to practice to?
Well, I just if there was something that one of the kids is talking about that I knew about, then I'd sort of try and get into the conversation.
So you pushed yourself to jump in and speak with them. What was it like for you at first to do that? It must have been hard at first.
Yeah, definitely.
You had to push yourself to do it.
Yeah, because there's all this nervousness that like the first time you're doing something, there's always some nervousness.
Talking about leaping in and being more social, which is an important skill, what did you do at home to sort of help encourage that process?
Well, some of the things that we would do is write down a step-by-step procedure of how he can jump into a conversation more easily. And it's kind of like, it's called a social story, and it would help him understand what it was that was going to happen next. Because a lot of the times people with autism are more afraid of what might happen, and they get more stressed out, wondering what's going to happen next.
So that was helpful to you?
Yeah, that was very helpful.
Good. And how about now? What's it like for you in social situations?
Well, let's see. Sometimes I don't know, screw up one or two words like, but otherwise it's pretty much the same as any other kid.
Okay. So from your perspective, you feel much more like everybody else now?
Yeah.
Behavior was also a challenge when you were growing up. You used to have a lot of temper tantrums.
Yeah, that's probably because, well, I was new to behaving sort of in a normal way, so I guess that would be one of the things.
Was it that you would feel frustrated and not be able to explain what made you feel frustrated?
Well, yeah, that was part of it. But one of the other reasons is because I didn't really know how to control my emotions.
Yeah, that's big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How did you end up learning how to control your emotions?
Well, a lot of it was medication, actually, but eventually I just sort of learned that I can just sort of get off my meds and function like, you know, a normal human being should.
But for really the last 5 years, you haven't need medication?
No, I don't need medication.
Good.
But you've also learned how to control your emotions and behavior, too, by, you know, like you used to jump in the tub when you get home, just to calm down and get, you know, get rid of the stress.
That was definitely very calming.
At that time, you were very sensitive to sounds, that certain sounds bothered you.
I can't remember which sounds, though, so, yeah.
But you remember that sounds were bothersome to them. And that's something that's not a problem for you at this point?
Right. I've sort of learned to get used to the annoying sounds.
Good.
But before, you couldn't stay in a crowded room. Remember, you just could not stand it. And when we got here to New York, you know, we were down in these streets, like Saturday night we went down.
Yeah, there were like 50 people in
and he was
this
great.
one spot.
And you were okay with the crowds?
Yeah, I was okay.
You've been fortunate to have a mom and siblings, people around you, very supportive. What's it been like for you to have your mother be such a strong advocate for autism? It's
been very encouraging because, well, if you don't have that kind of support, then, you know, what you gonna do about it, right? What advice would you give to a parent who just found out that their child has a diagnosis of autism? What would you tell them? Well, I'd tell them help the child as much as you can, you know, get some help from the experts, you know, and just support what your child does. I just want to say you're an inspiration, certainly to me, and I think to anybody who's watching you. You've grown and blossomed into a great young man. Thank you. So thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure. Same here.